What's up, friends? Stavros FACEIT League. Shikigami taking on Amplify here. Both teams kind of fighting to stay above the relegation line, which is strange to say about your two teams that were in OWCS last season, last stage, whichever you want to call it. What's up? My dog just came in like busted in my office right as I started talking, so I got distracted. Now we get a rematch. Rematch from their stage one. Their stage one heads up. Where Shikigami took them, I believe, in a 3-1. I mean, Shikigami got a complete overhaul since then. Their backline went and joined what is now Union Academy. And it kind of started some dominoes of falling there. Just kind of, he got hit by the roster mania coming into the stage. I mean, it happens. A similar story there with Amplify. Right, we had Ewan, who's gone into co-streaming, will be co-streaming some match tonight. So you've had Amado come in the flex DPS role, Amogo kind of filling in that main support role. Sunjun also coming in this season. Has been kind of swapping out with Gap there in the tank role. Shikigami, I mean, basically brand new. You had Chain and Sparrow, who've been with the org for a long time, played on Midori for quite a while. Joined by J-Man and Z-Panther, best known from, and Aurora for that matter, best known from the ASU squad. Rounded out with Deco and Otters. Where was Otters before? Oh, plays on UCI. Was on Tanuki until, I guess, very recent. I don't remember Otters being on this roster. I think that is like since Tanuki imploded earlier this week, because I don't remember seeing Otters on this roster. So now, after both of these teams getting relegated out of OWCS, get a bit of a rematch here. Now we're kind of fighting to stay above this top four. As far as chronologically, there's only 2 weeks left after this week. But if you're looking at number of matches, there's 15 matches to be played. They're just crossing the halfway mark. 7 and 8 games played for most of these teams. So plenty of time for Amplify to turn around and start fighting their way up through here. But as it stands, both of these teams are in danger of relegation. I think I didn't quite finish my thought, but these bottom two teams will be automatically relegated to Expert. 14th and 13th slot do have to fight in PNR matches to keep their slot in Master Division against the 3rd and 4th slot coming out of Expert. So that's right now, astonishingly enough, that's the goal. I think one of the big adjustments, I had Amplify rated very highly coming into this. I thought coming out of OWCS, they've been playing against the best in NA, and and Winter is one of the best hit scans, like just dominated on the Sojourn. Even in losing matches, Winter was always a threat. I anticipated it would be equally as dangerous on the Freya. But they end up bringing Amado in the hit scan role, and Winter has gone into more of the flex DPS role. So I kind of erroneously said that Amado had come in to fill in Phone's shoes. It's not really true. Winter has kind of shifted over to take over that role, and Amado's come in to play hit scan. And I think there's still like adjustments and stuff with this. Like it kind of changed the style, not to mention like swapping tanks in and out, depending. Okay, we are going to start with Amplify on the right-hand side. It was a Genji ban. Amplify did get that first ban. So, and in this case, it's not the high C. I'm trying to decide how the first ban is determined, and I still have not come up with a lot. It feels random. It legit just feels random. Okay, that's a Juno ban in from Shikigami. Of course, Amplify's one win happening on this stream last Friday. Buchu gets logo of the division. I love that logo so much. But yes, it was a 3-2 banger too. Obviously, weren't able to pull this one out against Artemis. I believe that was a map 5-0 last night as well. So, hey, you know what? Maybe Friday night games here on the stream is Amplify's lucky. That's their lucky stars. I don't know. The lucky rabbit's foot for the squad. I don't know. I'm just making shit up at this point. Come on, let's get into map 1. Okay, so we do actually have Sky Sniper in. So it's Sky Sniper and Mobutu starting today. No winner on the battlefield here for map 1. Chain starting in on this Winston. I mean, this feels super familiar. I feel like Chain wants to play this Winston as much as humanly possible. City Center is a perfectly fine map for it. And this is just first control. What did we get? Did we get an early pick? It must have been an early pick. I did not catch that pick onto Mobutu. Apologies. PZ says a different kind of match to fight relegation against the same 2 teams. Kinda, yeah. I mean, neither of these teams can really afford any more losses. That's for damn sure. And unfortunately for one of these squads, they're going to have to take one here. We'll see who wants that dub more. It kind of does feel just like a little bit of tenacity involved in this one tonight, right? Oh, Sparrow looks hungry. Cooking up a 3-piece. Perhaps a 4th. Big damage there on the Sunjion, even if they did not get the final blow. Great fight there out of Shikigami. 50% and counting after getting first cap. Oh, what a headshot. Oh, J-Man finds the second. Beautiful tag team from Z-Panther and J-Man. Even in fighting kills, you can tell these two have been playing together for a long time. Beautiful flank to pick up another one. Molga's in a bit of trouble in the corner, and it's Z-Panther coming up with that one. Dynamic duo. Here from ASU. Once, well, you know, alumni, ASU alumni, let me say. Showing off that synergy. 90% now, and a late concerning rush. Chain goes right to the spawn doors. Just putting pressure down. Now, we did get Sky Sniper making it to the point, but is under duress there from Sparrow. Chain is primaling back on the spawn side. There you go.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
All right, we're going to get more of a brawl matchup here. Erasa to the Ramatra. Ooh, that break back line here for Amplify. With Mobutu going to a cast. So quite a bit of different change. When we get, you know, it's a little bit more similar with just a little tank change there from Shikigami. Still the Lucio carry alongside a Soge and a Tracer. Chain's gonna drop down, hunting for support. They kind of just bail. So settles for a couple of pummels, landing onto the tank. But Mobutu, with that cast swap, has been able to kind of set up shop there in the hallway. Finds it so much value into this opening fight, and Amplify will get control for the first time here on this map. Now, Z-Panther still takes their pound of flesh. 20% on the board after that first fight win. We're looking at an Amp Matrix coming online here soon from Crazy Cat. Say position either high ground or window would be great. He's in a great position to be able to swing wherever they need. Now, Seonjun is way on the other side. could get under pressure very quickly if Shikigami chooses to pounce. J-Man is able to find Mobutu early with that Sojourn, finding the range. The Ant Matrix is down, but Shane is trying to come in and close the gap, just devalue it entirely. Getting right up in the face. Z-Panther will throw a Kitsune Rush into that corner. And Shikigami just compress Amplify like a squishing machine. A squishy machine! You ever see those like tortilla making machines? That's what came to mind. That's what I had in mind. Where they put in little balls of dough and it does a little squish. Yeah, that's what came to mind. I mean, sorry, maybe it's a very Texas thing. I don't know. I haven't seen one of those in years, to be honest. You don't see those anymore. The Sky Sniper able to follow up on that opening shot from Mobutu. Good first pick. That was the tank experience for Shane. And he just got yoinked in by the Terror Surge, stunned, boobed, thrown down to the high ground. Now run forward with a Nemesis, pop the Annihilation, get the Immortality Field out. Facing a lot of damage. They're just holding this corner, doing a great job of staying alive in a big mismatch, to be perfectly honest. Eventually go down, but in pops Sparrow to continue building percentage.
Ready to throw in the towel?
An unwise choice.
Stealthy little moment, little cat mouse moment there with the Sparrow Sky Sniper. DQ makes the spot, comes in. Oh, that was an Ant Matrix down from Crazy Cat. We see Sojourn taking full advantage. Considering rush from Z-Panther to 4v5. It does make it onto the objective at the very least. Well, I mean, actually a very well placed Considering rush. Deadeye, Terror Surge combo. One picks up J-Man. The other forces Z-Panther right into the lap. Crazy Cat. Amplify. Gonna force a round 3.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
Amplify playing, a bit more of an all-in style with the Bat Break cast version of this brawl variation. That was a redundant statement, wasn't it? But you know what? You get what I mean. Versus a little bit more versatile and speedy composition with the Lucio Kiri and the Soj. But I'd say, not quite as good, just right in the thick of actually doing what Brawl does, kind of death balling up and going face-to-face, toe-to-toe. And I think the all-in on Brawls, it can work. It can work, but you can see how Shikigami are playing the distance. They're trying to maintain a lot of space. So they can leverage that maneuverability and that poke pressure. Playing off the high ground, good initial damage here from the Fara. Sparrow is able to find that direct. Mobutu is down. Sparrow and Z-Panther are both very low, and Sky Sniper tried to make a move up to the top, but there was just too many guns pointed at them. They're going to have to bail on that fight. Now, Chain does overextend a bit, or maybe even got forced into a bad position there by Sunjun. Oh, that's a charge spear into the Fara. Even with Z-Panther throwing in the healing of Fuda, there was just no surviving that. Great immortality to help protect Mobutu. And Amplify finally come up with first cap after a very swingy first fight. 83 to this barrage. Sparrow's kind of poking down in the back line. Oop, caught the corner there with that shot. And Matrix just kind of protecting from the flank, really. Doesn't really seem to accomplish much more than that. Drop it in. There's the Kitsune Rush. That was a swift step from Z Panther back in on top of their tank. I believe that is back in Shikigami territory. Sparrow picks up two. The barrage comes online, finds the direct on the Sky Sniper to get the flip here for Shikigami. It is funny watching people be sneaky in third person. It really is. That's why I like doing it. J-Man's J-Man's overclock. Could be a problem. Mabutu's gonna go ahead and pop there. So with the dueling OCs, and they're both shooting at each other, Moga has the shield, kind of the shooting blind there to assist Mabutu in that duel. But J-Man with the high ground and is able to at least stay alive. Answer back through the double ult on the other side. Sparrow comes in to help out. Swings through the window. Oh, catches! Crazy Cat unaware stood there and reloaded. Good fight from Shikigami. They actually, what a play from Sky Sniper. Sky Sniper just gets a cheeky little 5%. I mean, that would have been, 55 to 50 the other way. Or, I mean, 45% or whatever. Could buy some precious time here. We'll see how this works out. I love the heads-up play. Fortunately, Crazy Cat, watching this one from the bottom of the river. Mabutu trying to escape it, swap it over to a Freya, just get hunted down by the Annihilation. Unfortunately for Chain and Sparrow, the rest of their team is watching the spawn panel. That's what's going on. With this Kitsune Rush as well as a barrage ready to go. I mean, Sparrow got 3 last barrage. Plenty of tools for Shikigami to close out this round 3. But a beautiful stick from Sky Sniper to start it off. Terra Surge omits the Kitsune Rush. Sudden shoot in a dangerous spot and gets destroyed. Spun like a top. Flip at 85%. So they did have to spin that Kitsune, but Shikigami hold on to the barrage for this final fight. Trying to position right above the choke. Oh, I was hoping Mabutu would just walk into that. No such luck. So 96%. Sky Sniper does get the touch. Sneaks in underneath the Panther. Sparrow pulling back to the point. Wants to get the supports. Suzu is out to protect him through this ultimate. But Mabutu fell. Even with Amolga's sound barrier, I don't think it was in time to save Mabutu. Shikigami with a massive player advantage. The back of this map, the back of this fight. Only 2 players from Amplify left. These guys are just double bullying in and right back out. Doing a good job of stalling. Crazy Cat can't survive to get out. And that's going to be that. A very close University goes to Shikigami, as does the 1-0 lead. I wasn't late in my transition. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, Amplify, where are you taking us? WPG, okay. As I mentioned, I feel like Chain, plays a spectacular Winston. We do get We do, I mean, I imagine we see Sunjun staying in for this. Question is, do we get winner coming in? I think that's my big question on the rosters. Amplify staying on the attack. What you gonna ban? You can try to ban out. This is a tough one because both teams I think are going to kind of wanting to play the same thing. Okay, it is gonna be a diva ban. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at some stats there from map one. Super close. Super close. Chain and Sunjun. Sunjun has more elims, fewer deaths. Chain has a little bit more damage. They're at 15.6, leading the server. Breads. There you go. Get your gambas in. Get your gambas in. Hey, when your gambas, you can submit dad jokes. You can submit emotes. All right, you know. What is this? OWCS Stage 1? It's looking very familiar, Maddie. It's looking very familiar. What's funny about this is now both these teams are fighting to stay out of Expert. Oof. But, I mean, again, kind of I mentioned at the top of the series, but even though we only have 2 weeks of games left, technically, these teams are only halfway done with their season as far as number of games that they have to play. So there is actually still plenty of time for both of these teams to turn it around and start punching up here. But unfortunately, somebody is taking a very what's what I'm looking for? Give me a very brutal L here tonight. Both teams can't afford any more L's. Neither team can afford any more L's. There we go. That's what I meant to say. All right, let's get into Watchpoint Gibraltar. All right, we saw the Diva ban. I didn't see what Shikigami ban. I'll get that up for you just a second. Let me get my camera in a good spot. We'll get into the map. I'll get all that set. It was a Freya ban from Shiki. Okay, so, you know, putting some respect out there. We do keep, it is Mobutu and Sky Sniper staying in. So no winner yet to be spotted here tonight. I forgot how far back the skybox is on WPG.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, it's like double skyboxed. That's what it is.
Stop the payload.
Once again, we get the Soj versus the Cassidy, but it's the other way around. It's J-Man on the Cassidy here for map 2, and finds first blood. Beautiful shooting. Finds Mobutu right out of the gate. There's a big purple lands on a crazy cat. Seonjun has to go up and kind of just bubble up and make sure they can preemptively protect their Ana from the front line. Mobutu goes off of the Soja onto a Widowmaker. See if they can just straight outrage. Rocket the Cami skin. Beautiful skin. Well, I love the thought, the long distance peel. Seonjun able to find a kill in a chain. This could just break this wide open. Backline needs to stay alive as the aggression is gonna come in. Beautiful bubble blocked quite a few cooldowns. Looked like it blocked Sleep Dart and the Fan the Hammer. Oh no, it did not block Sleep Dart. Ouch. Winston has the best voice lines. Let's get some Wintons in chat. Come on, we get some Winston Overwatch. A personal favorite. Let's get some Wintons in chat. Nice little boot from Mulga to help control that high ground. It's a nano boost onto Seonjun, though they are currently slept. Big purple landed onto J-Man, and once waking up, Seonjun's going to try to find that kill. Dives in, Primal Rage, immediately going for the auto. There's a Deadeye behind, though. Got to be careful. Ate a chunk of damage off the Deadeye, but returns with those big ol' Hamhawk fists. Beautiful purple onto the rallying Deco. Crazy Cat with a big parting gift before Sparrow finds him. Sparrow doubles down. Able to find Mobutu through this exchange, falling on top of Seonjun. Able to get a great amount of damage. And a 3-piece there for Sparrow to help hold. Says, go, Amplify, go. Hey, free Amplify emote just for following here. Amplify is a team of the people. Actually, both these teams are. I would happily put a Shikigami emote on my channel, too. Talk about, I mean, both these are teams of the people. Hard-working blue-collar squads. I need to keep an eye on some Sky Sniper, some Crazy Cat Pop. It's been pretty nasty here with these antis. Oh, is it 1 health, though? Just Chain picks up both supports in the corner. That might just be the end of this push. Seonjun's not going to make it back towards the Mega. Sparrow's still alive and kicking. What is it, 1v1 left on this point? I see Healing Ofuda flying in. I thought Crazy Cat would have been in a position to cover that. Oh, no, it was a Mulga that drops down. Okay. 23 seconds left for Amplify to find a point here on WPG on their own map pick. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Maddie, for the Wintons. Hey, Wintons, anytime we get Winton Overwatch, it's a happy time. Nanoboost engaged. Defense jumped down. Cat's in trouble. Gets the sleep. Manages to survive at about 40 some odd health. There's the boop up. Ooh, does not have the self-nano available yet, so even if they're able to get that online, won't have that tool, but are able to survive. Sky Sniper, unfortunately, does not. And there's nobody on the point. Without the Tracer, nobody else was close enough.
0-0. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Such a pretty map. It feels so inspired. Starting off on the side of the island, kind of on the side of the mountain, and then going into the rock proper. It's such a cool map, such a cool design. Both pretty well designed from a gameplay standpoint, very clever as far as the setting and stuff. Just gorgeous map. One of my absolute all-time favorite maps of, just in any game. Oh, what a sleep! What a sleep from Z Panther! You even got a beautiful nade in there, but Mulga is able to keep them alive by the skin of their teeth. That was almost disastrous. Savvy Mammoth, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Shane's already found one kill. Let's go check in on this fight for the high ground. Looks like most of the teams rotated up. You do have Sparrow down on cart, pushing some pressure. Good name. This time from Crazy Cat, left on the chain before being forced back into spawn. And without their auto, it's just a huge disadvantage. Ooh, Chain in a bit of trouble. Does get the nade at the very last moment. Yeah, that would have been just what Amplify needed to kind of find some breathing room and stabilize, but not able to secure the kill on the chain. Now they're nanoed up, got the primal rage, a bunch of low health posts. Everybody half health here for Amplify. The Brig will get the ire of the nanoed Tesla cannon, and that is pretty much that. Blink and you miss it. Shikigami's on match point. So it's going to be New Junction City trying something completely different. I mean, entirely different focus and game style. Far more on rotations. Quick setups. I mean, Sparrow has been super hot today. And this could be another good map for Sparrow to continue to take over. We'll go back and check in on some stats here once we get this ban in. What a great week. So many great matches this week. You missed the Team Vision Arius matchup earlier today for EMEA Master. Highly recommend going and checking that one out. That was such a fun match. All right, we're getting a Sojourn ban in from Amplify. All right, look at some stats. Sparrow 19 and 5, 9,000 damage. Versus the 22 and 5 of Sky Sniper and 6,000 damage. I mean, Sky Sniper had a few more elims. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I just saw I had the opportunity to run an ad break, so I'm gonna go and do that while we're in between maps here. Oh, I'm sorry. We were looking at round 1 stats. That makes a lot more sense. I was about to say, wait a minute. That didn't make any sense at all. Because I felt like Sparrow was dominant. That makes a lot more sense. 10 and 1. I'm sorry, y'all. It's the 10th game of the week. Friday night. Yeah. I just botched that. Sorry about that. Soj ban. Actually, excuse me. Maga ban. Maga ban from Shikigami. As we do have Gap coming in. All right. About ready. About set. Let's get into map 3. Bison skunk is good. Aspen said, hi, bison skunk. All right, let's get into map 3.
4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint.
I know, right, Flock? Shiki versus Amplify. Both of these squads are, I mean, absolute old school path to pro squads. You know, we talked a bit about the history from, you know, just this 2025 year. But there's a lot of history between these two squads. Wayne Mundi, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you, thank you. All right, Gap coming in, playing the was it the Illuminescent Orisa? Iridescent, excuse me. One other big, you know, $5 million I word. I mean, honestly, both good words. First cap has gone to Amplify here already, but there's a pick from J-Man that could just swing this whole fight. Taking the Sky Sniper out, all guns able to be pointed towards Gap. You can see the Orisa just oh so low. Good swing to the right side to pick up the kill onto the Kiriko. Obviously, we did get that one trade from Abutu investing the bolo shot to make that happen. And that's all Amp-5s in that match. Ripple dropping the Amplify, you bet. Let's go. Shiki better not lose. I want my money, says Seven Maples. Mehdi says, you mean my money. Rally for Shikigami to hold here. Mabutu swaps over to a May. We're looking at a lot of ultimates for Shikigami. That's what we're looking at. Sky Sniper's going to fall before he will get theirs onto the battlefield. Gray Wall means Shane took a decent amount of damage, but the block got up. Double support ults invested from Amplify, but they have to disengage from the rally Deadeye. I heard a play. Sparrow now throwing in an ultimate. What was this? Ult number 4 from Shikigami? Ult number 7 or 8 overall. I believe ult 7 in that fight. My goat Zed Panther won't cost me my house. I'll give you some Zed Panther Pov. I like the Canadian pronunciation. Fight in rotation where Gap is going to pick up Deco. The entirety of Shikigami just goes running in. See if they can just immediately trade it out. Investing the annihilation along the way to try to make it happen. Will not survive. Well, this will be first cap to Amplify here as we enter into the refinery. Before a team fight happening, long before anybody even stepped foot in the building. I don't know, I don't usually like swap between two of the same heroes, but I don't know. I was feeling kind of watching the Genji difference here. It just can be jarring. We do have Orbital Red, importantly. And this is Shikigami rotating into a beautiful position to be able to use this. Yeah, right over the middle. Z Panther actually gets that Orbital a little too far forward, it may seem. Sky Sniper is able to dash through them immediately, punishing them for their hubris for flying so far out into the fight. And Z Panther got way out in the open before hitting that ultimate. A little too much, it seemed. So 2/3 of the way to the cap. Amplify will clean up this fight at 0.6 seconds per percentage tick. I don't know that we're going to get a touch. Looks like Shane's going for it. Sparrow got on there. Logo drops the sound barrier a bit early in the fight. No, health bar still looking a little low as Deco dropped a much later rally. Sparrow dashes in on top of Mobutu with a quick pair of dashes from the katana. Slashes, I meant to say. Dashes and slashes. And cash it in for a flip. Watch for Sky Sniper pushing up this right-hand side. Could find a vulnerable Z Panther. They are just kind of lurking here. Ooh! J-Man just gets destroyed. Nice shooting there from Mobutu. Sparrow 1 drops back. Believe got hit by that dynamite. Could be in trouble. Sky Sniper's gonna dash with him and Deku. It was Deku who got popped by the dynamite, and Mobutu finds Z Panther when it's all said and done. Good fight from the DPS of Amplify, and they're going to tie us up here in New York City.
Next, Flashpoint Junkyard.
Great spawn for Shikigami. Nope. That was not the POV I wanted, sorry. Actually, it was Sky Sniper, and they started shooting at Sky Sniper, so that made for a nice transition. Oh! Yeah, that actually worked out. We told the story. What do you know, friends? Telling a story with our camera. Terra Surge is going to pick up two. J-Man's going to roll back out of it. Oh, Gap eats a ton of damage for the trouble. Contender Rush invested here from Amplify. Sans tank. Well, it did not go well for him. The team gets destroyed. 30% on the board. I love this skin. Good looking skin. Get in there, Bob. Well, that was actually a great Bob. Look at how right in the thick of things Bob was. What an angle. Sky Sniper's going to blade through this as well. Don't know if the Emolga beat landed. I think it went out when the blade went out and just faded. I believe that did hit. I was a little distracted by the Bob. But despite the Bob Blade Sound Barrier combo, there's double support ults to work with here on the point. Cheeky 100 to 0 here on Junkyard. Okay, we are going. Yeah, we are going all the way back to Ducks. So Amplify do get themselves a good spawn on this one. If that had been bomb flats, then they could have been in real trouble. Bomb flats is a hard one to retake once the opposition has cap. Ducks can't be two for that matter. Ducks is a little weirder. I think Ducks is going to be one of the objectives that gets reworked, and I'm very curious to see what they do with this. I've learned to like it a little bit more as time has gone on, but it's still just so weird. Blade from Sparrow. Okay. You find Mobutu immediately. That's a Terra Surge out of Gap. Didn't seem to really pull much in. Gap kind of looked to be a little on their lonesome by the time we cut to their paw there. First cap going to Shiki. Now they've got control of the final flashpoint needed to close out this series. Dov Swallow, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. All right, Sky Sniper swapping to the Venture. Let's go. Let's go. Actually, a rad looking skin. The like kind of gas mask skin with the gold gun. Looks really good. We also get Gap going over to an Maga. Rocking a World Cup skin with a golden staff. That's a Deadeye out of J-Man here to start. You see the speed ring there leading Chain in. Sky Sniper was one. Can't believe they were able to get out of there. What a concerted rush in from Crazy Cat. Perfect timing on that. Just threading a needle as far as timing goes. I know that doesn't quite make sense. You get what I mean, though. I mean, limit testing perfectly. There you go. That's a more accurate way to phrase that. Well played. Well played. Crazy Cat bailing Amplify out of this series right there. Guys ever stomping around those big old venture boots. Got red. Orbital. Throw it in from Shikigami. Mobutu opens up with the bola shot, but there's so much healing go around. Rally. Orbital. Oh, I mean, just infinite health pools, it feels like, for Shikigami. They don't lose a single player through that exchange. Five seconds to get a touch. Ooh, clipping their head might have been dangerous, but they get it. They've got a Tectonic Shock before it comes down. Sparrow's going to go ahead and drop the deflect immediately. Meanwhile, Gap still trying to make it through the front door. That is the Tectonic Shock invested from Sky Sniper. They turn around and find Chain with the kill. Annihilation invested immediately thereafter to try to clean up some squishies. Swift little moves from Deco. Kind of broke the ankles of Gap there a little bit, completely devaluing that ultimate. But they chased them all the way around the building. Kill up with the kill. Still, job's not done here for Amplify. J-Man's going to pick up a kill on Mobutu, throw down a Deadeye. Amolga hits the sound barrier. And Amplify, whoa, drop back onto the point. I hit the wrong button. Sorry, I thought we're all good. At least we're looking at the objective when I hit the wrong button. No big deal. Kitsune rush up. Gap and Chain just going pugilist at each other as soon as the Nemesis form fades, as does Chain. We're going to a fifth and final flashpoint here for New Junk City. Amplify hanging on. Homebrew, appreciate the follow. Well-timed punches there out of Gap. Just perfectly caught the peak of J-Man. It's a blade up and an annihilation from Shikigami to start. J-Man comes with the final blow on to Gap. There goes Mobutu. Crazy Cat, both at the hands of Sparrow's Katana. Perfect dash, catch a Sky Sniper on the emerge, and a very clean first fight on this fifth flashpoint. Shikigami in control. And a rally to work with. They used only the blade there for that fight. Whoop. Yeah, I totally meant to do that with the camera. An interesting place for a fight. You don't often see this rotation. I suppose this is why. A little bit too much of a defender's advantage trying to push uphill into this choke. Of course, you also have the Omega right there for the defenders to be able to grab. And, well, that's why you don't see a lot of teams trying to push through this choke. That got read like a book. You know, Amplify trying to just throw him a little bit of a different look, and I respect that. You know, you can't just try the same thing over and over again. But run into a very tough spot there. Gap not finding a room to use their ult. Mobutu with the first pick here. 86% already on the board. Deadeye out of Mobutu. 95%. Somebody's got to go get a touch. All right, you got Sky Sniper on the point. Mobutu trying to cover the retreat, cover the rotation. We do get a flip. Here comes Shikigami in hot pursuit. It's giving the J-Man Deadeye. Immediately popped. Gonna get this flip right back. Force the hand of Amplify. It's gonna be up to Gap to move to get the touch. No, it's gonna be Sky Sniper. Rally pop. Immediately stun. Sky Sniper will not get that. Tectonic Shock down. And Shikigami in perfect control. What a play out of Deku. Mobutu Mobutu's able to find too. Crazy Cat has the Kitsune Rush in play. Backs up, gets the Suzu down. Mobutu has to go touch. There's just nobody else alive to do it. Shikigami, well, 3-0 here today. And Doc coming in and kicking my office door open. Sunjin, who was not playing on map 3, was a tank that played on map 1 and 2, but we had Gap sub in on map 3, Phoenix, and then Amolga, the main support. Stats on map 3 are close, but not close enough. Pretty much down across the board, you're looking at considerably more fight wins, 40% or so more fight wins there for Shikigami. I'm really looking at deaths, 40 or 50% more deaths in totality there for Amplify. Chain, 41 and 6. Damn near 15k damage. It's actually Gap who has most damage in the lobby, but is not converted. It is not converted into the same elims. So Shikigami moved to 4 and 5 on the season. This will knock them up above Boop Troop in the standings, assuming Boop Troop doesn't also win their match. Amplify fall to 1 and 7. Oof. Still time to turn it around, but running out of time. I mean, that's their 8th match. They still have 7 matches left to play. They could, theoretically, they could turn around and still go positive even. They have 7 matches left to play. But what a rough start. I don't think anybody would have predicted that.